everybody, how's it going? Immediately within the energy, I'm seeing this thing that's connected with, you know, when a computer's been running for a while and it has too many programs running and you just have to restart it so it can like be working again. There's something here about that. Like maybe you feel a little bit mentally overloaded. But it just feels like a time where if you'll just do some type of reset here, everything kind of gets back on track. Just seems like drifting off the path a little bit here. It doesn't even seem in like a severe or an extreme way. Just a little bit. Like you just slid off just a little bit and now you're going to come back. We have Eight of Swords and we also have Judgment. Yeah, this is a lot of air energy. Here, Eight of Swords, Judgment, Nine of Swords. It's like, how do I get out of here? This is you here in the middle, wanting to get out of here. But you can feel like you're kind of locked in a little bit. Eight of Swords is kind of feeling like when you think about something to the point of redundancy, and then Nine of Swords is like, well, I need to be going forward now, but then you can be feeling like you're blocked in mentally there as well, and then that Judgment feels like needing to like emerge from all of this, needing to come out of all of this. This feels like moves can be made now, but you can still feel stuck in your head, even though it feels like it's kind of time to do something. This is reminding me, this Nine of Swords, it reminds me of like going to the highest diving board, the one that's going to be the tallest, and like having to jump off of it. This feels like being up there and then looking down at how far down the water is and knowing that you're going to jump off of it, but it can feel very, it's like that feeling of anxiety that you get before that. Like, am I really going to do this right now? So you can be kind of spending some time thinking about it, but with, it feels like every intention to be moving forward, you can just feel a little bit stunned by what you're about to do here. And it's not that it's stunning in any type of way where this doesn't seem like a good idea. It actually feels like this is a great idea for you to be moving in this direction. The thing with Nine of Swords is that we can feel anxious about it. So even though this is, you've deduced at this point with Judgment, this is the way to go, there can still be a lot of anxiety about that. But that doesn't mean, it's not like an intuitive signal telling you, no, this is just anxiety, which is a very different thing. Wonder if you just like saw something or found something out that you needed to see here. Feels like it's related on the emotional front for you. Something's just become very obvious now at this point. I think that that's also the thing that's kind of guiding you through this process as well. So even though it can be asking you to do the scary thing here, at the same time you can feel like when you really tune in, you feel confident about this. I'm seeing the Star card. We have Pluto, we have the Sun, and we also have Aquarius. Here's to being in a place of mutual understanding. We have King of Cups as the only court card, and this is in the center of the reading. So we have Nine of Swords above King of Cups, and what this can mean is that you are going to follow your heart here with something, but you can be like really caught up in your thoughts about what's going to be happening. Like, I know that I'm going to be doing this. This is the diving board thing. Like, I know that I'm going to be jumping off. I know that I'm going to be doing this. And I even feel like you have a sense of support to do this. Having the Three of Cups be by your side there. At the same time, this can be something that feels like a big thing for you to be doing. But I actually get that when you're centered, I'm seeing this kind of like calm energy around you. So maybe even in your heart you feel calm, but in your head you can feel like there's a lot going on. I'm seeing we have the Three of Cups here, and then next to the Three of Cups we have King of Cups, and there's a 3 here and there are 3 there as well. Something about threes. 3 is a number of progress and expansion. I feel like you cracked the code on something. Ooh, 6 of Cups and the Devil. Allegiant to the past to the point of it holding you back. That's a challenging one. Yeah, I see this kind of like not wanting to look at this directly. Feels like if I distract myself and think about this over here and the butterfly that just passed by and how that cloud looks like a monkey, I'm not going to have to see this thing that's very obvious going on here. When we have 6 of Cups and we have the Devil is going to be somewhere where we're like very out of whack, but we can be telling ourselves like this is the way that it is. Having 6 of Cups above this is that we can be so living in the past so much that we are no longer seeing what's in front of us anymore when we have 6 of Cups and the Devil. And this can be an extreme attachment that we have. But the thing is that it's like an attachment to something that's no longer even occurring. So it's like, I feel really attached to those memories and the Devil is telling me that they're happening right now. But it's like, that was last year. That's not even your life right now. But it's kind of this like little game that we play with ourselves here that keeps us actually from being in the present moment. And it feels like this is helping you to break down something that you have going on within your life. For some of you, this is a primary relationship that you have or a primary situation that you have within your life. This will be something that on a routine basis, like regularly, this feels pretty much like every day, this is something or somebody that you are connecting with and that there's a big focus on that. But beyond the scope of like interpersonal things or whatever it is that you're intertwined with, this is about understanding what's going to allow you to feel like you have a solid foundation beneath your feet that allows you to regulate and support your energy. So rather than there being too much exertion or receiving too much and then stagnation and restlessness, this is about something that's going to create a sense of balance within your personal life. Now, having 3 of Cups and having the Sun here, this can be something really important that's coming to light, especially on the emotional front, because we have King of Cups here too. But there can be something about if you really are going to honor, let's say, this like realization of yours, there's something here that you have to face, but it feels like it's not even something presently that you need to face. It's something that you may be telling yourself is present, but it's actually not any longer. This is like 6 of Cups and the Devil is about dancing with the ghost of something, but you're convincing yourself that it's like still real life, but it's actually the ghost of a situation. And it can be, we have reasons for doing this, right? Like when we have 6 of Cups, it's like, those are some really fond memories of mine. And like, remember times were so good. And so even though they're no longer occurring presently, the Devil can do this little trick where it's like, as long as you don't look too close, you won't realize that that's not what's happening anymore. That's not your situation anymore. But I think that when we want that to be our situation so badly, and our fear is telling us that we can't develop that in the present moment. That's kind of all we feel like we have to work with. And even though that's not really true, this takes being fully present to what's going on in order for that to really be acknowledged here. We have, I'm hearing Cancer, we have Aquarius, and we also have Capricorn here. And we also have a King of Cups as well, which is water energy. We have Pluto and we have the Sun. Maybe by not doing something, because Eight of Swords is when we can be feeling kind of stuck, and having the King of Cups be there, maybe by not doing anything about this, you feel like you still get to have the Six of Cups, which is what you want. But as I said before, it's like this version of the Six of Cups that you have, it's very much dancing with a ghost. Like, this isn't something that's actually present within your life. But the devil really can do that thing where it's like, yeah, it is. This is it. Just like, don't look too closely at it, because as soon as you do, the mask starts slipping off of this like fantasy that you have here. Having the Star and having Nine of Swords, this is how you are entering into a breakout energy that is going to help you break through this web that you are caught in right now. And that you are going to be able to pluck yourself from it, but it takes an unraveling with Pluto and the Sun that has to happen here. And I feel as well, like having the King of Cups here, this is something very emotionally that you are intertwined and kind of like entangled within. So that's where this is going to impact you, and where you can be feeling at the height of this energy. With Nine of Swords, this is that thing about jumping off the diving board, because you know that you're meant to be going forward, and going forward entails jumping off the diving board here. But there can be this part of you that's kind of just sitting up there right now, because you know what's ahead of you if you jump off the diving board. And I think that this part of you that may be just kind of like collecting yourself before you do it, it feels like I'm really up here and I'm really about to do this, and I know that this is the way to go. But there can be this kind of like getting all of your energy maybe present to then do this thing that needs to be done here with this. And that is what I'm seeing. Something that's going to help you is that if there's anywhere where you're not being totally honest with yourself about this ghost from the past that you may be telling yourself is still present, now can be the time when that gets broken down, but only if you're willing to take a closer look at it. Because the devil will keep carrying on with the mask that it has on, and unless you're like, show me what's behind there, you're not going to see what's behind it. You have to want that with this type of energy. So only if, with Pluto, this is the part of us that's like, I don't care what's underneath, I want to know what's underneath because I want the truth. When you want that more than you want to believe in the ghost of whatever this is, that is when you're going to get the truth with this. But you're gonna have to, for some of you, I'm seeing something with Pluto and the Sun, and there being something that's going on there. Like for some of you, this can be Pluto and the Sun trining one another, because I'm seeing Judgment, Three of Cups, which is a 3, which is connected with triangles, trines, and that being connected with the Sun. I wonder if there's something that's going to go on that's connected with this. Like, and it can be anything that is connected with your, anything that's connected with your awareness, anything that's connected with the Sun transiting, and maybe the Sun transiting and Pluto in your chart, or it can be your own Pluto and the Sun transiting Pluto in your chart, or Pluto transiting your Sun in your chart. It can be like something like that that's going on. It doesn't technically have to be that, but it's going to be the same effect of what that type of aspect would do. And when we have that, it's going to be this revelation that emerges from something where truth is the motivator and the catalyst of this, rather than a pretty lie with Six of Cups and the Devil. And it's going to shed light on something very, very, very important that you have going on circulating within your energy. And this can be a time too with Judgment and Three of Cups. I think that this is actually you saying that you're going to, and it can even just be like making up your mind energetically to connect with the energy of Pluto. And Pluto is that energy that wants to get to, it wants to get to the truth, it wants to get to the middle, it wants to cut through and get to the inside of something so you can see what it actually is at its core. Rather than looking at the surface of something and being like, I'm just gonna call it out as being that. This is about really getting to the center, really getting to the core, because you actually wanna know what's going on. But until we get to that place where we are empowered within that aspect of our energy, because this is Pluto here. So it has a light side and it has a dark side. The light side of it is going to be getting to the truth and seeing the power. That truth is the ultimate power. The shadow of Pluto is going to be playing mind games with yourself, messing with yourself, manipulating situations, and convincing yourself that, like, if it looks like that on the outside, I'm not going to double check and see what's going on in the middle. I'm sure it's like that all the way through. Meanwhile, you have something very different that's actually going on in the core essence of what's happening. And on an energetic level, you can feel it. But we can turn a blind eye to it because we're not in touch with our personal power, which is Pluto. But I'm seeing something with that, our personal power, which is Pluto, connecting with the sun, which is our consciousness, our divine intelligence, our awareness. And that then impacts our own choices and our self-expression. And whether we are going to like keep up some sort of facade or we are going to break out. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.